The New York Times investigation into Harvey Weinstein began with the most promising source refusing even to get on the phone. "Here's the thing. I have been treated quite shabbily by your paper at times, and I believe the root of it is sexism," the actress Rose McGowan wrote on May 11, 2017, responding to an email from Jodi asking to talk. McGowan felt the New York Times discriminated against women and listed her criticisms. A speech she had made at a political dinner was covered in the style section instead of the news pages. An earlier conversation she'd had with a Times reporter about Weinstein had been uncomfortable. "The New York Times needs to look at itself for sexism issues," she responded. "I'm not that inclined to help." Months earlier, McGowan had accused an unnamed producer, rumored to be Weinstein, of rape, forcing her to have sex against her will. She had tweeted that she had been shamed while her rapist was praised. Now she was said to be writing a memoir intended to expose the entertainment industry's mistreatment of women. Unlike almost anyone else in Hollywood, McGowan had a history of speaking out against sexism, even if it meant she wouldn't get movie roles. She once tweeted out the insulting clothing requirements on a casting notice for an Adam Sandler movie. "Tank that shows off cleavage, push-up bras encouraged." In general, her tone on social media was tough, confrontational. "It is okay to be angry. Don't be afraid of it," she had tweeted a month earlier, later adding, "Dismantle the system." If McGowan, as much an activist as an actress, would not have one off-the-record conversation with Jodi, which would be kept confidential, who would? Harvey Weinstein was not the man of the moment. In recent years, his movie-making magic had faltered, but he still had power, specifically the power to make and boost careers. First, he had invented himself, going from a modest upbringing in Queens, New York, to concert promotion, to film distribution and production, and he seemed to know how to make everything around him bigger. Films, parties, and most of all, people. Over and over, he had propelled young actors to stardom. Gwyneth Paltrow, Matt Damon, Michelle Williams, and Jennifer Lawrence. He could turn tiny independent movies into phenomena. He had pioneered the modern Oscar Awards campaign, winning 5 Best Pictures statues for himself and armloads for others. His record of raising money for Hillary Clinton and joining her at countless fundraisers was almost 2 decades long. When President Obama's daughter Malia had sought an internship in film, she worked for Harvey, first name only, used even by many strangers. By 2017, even though his movies were less successful than they used to be, his reputation remained outsized. Rumors had long circulated about his treatment of women, but many people had dismissed the behavior, and nothing had ever been publicly documented. Other journalists had tried and failed in the past. A 2015 investigation by the City of New York Police Department, NYPD, into an accusation that he had groped, grabbed, and touched a woman against her will had ended without any criminal charges. At some point, all the women who've been afraid to speak out about Harvey Weinstein are gonna have to hold hands and jump, Jennifer Senior, a journalist, had tweeted back then. 2 years had passed. Nothing had happened. Jodi had heard that 2 more reporters, a writer at New York Magazine and NBC's Ronan Farrow, had tried, but no stories had appeared. In public, Weinstein boasted of feminist credentials, supporting causes and films that empowered women. Were the whispers about Weinstein's interactions with women wrong?